Hello everyone. Here we'll be taking up the remaining questions in exercise 4.2 of chapter quadratic equations. Question 1 and 2 have been covered in a video already shared, link to which is given in the description. In these two questions, we simply had to solve the question by factorization. So we had factorized by splitting the middle term. Now here in these questions, a step is added. We will first find the equation and then solve in the same way as we did in questions 1 and 2. So let us see question 3. Find two numbers whose sum is 27 and product is 182. So let us assume the first number to be x and the second number is 27 minus x. Why 27 minus x? Because the sum of the two numbers is given to us. Also they have given us the product of the two numbers to be 182. So we see that when we multiply the two numbers, the equation that we have is x multiplied by 27 minus x is equal to 182. Further we open the brackets and we have 27x minus x square is equal to 182. We take 182 on the LHS and we have this equation here, and we rearrange and we find that the equation that now we are left with is x square minus 27x plus 182 is equal to 0. Now we have to solve this equation and find those two numbers. We can see that minus 27x can be written in terms of the factors of 1 into 182. That is, minus 14x minus 13x gives us minus 27x. So we've done that. From the first two terms, x is common and we'll be left with x minus 14. From the next two terms, we see that 13 is common, so we're writing minus 13 outside the brackets and we'll be left with x minus 14 inside the brackets. Further, we see that x minus 14 is common to both these terms and we'll be left with x minus 13 inside the brackets when we take x minus 14 common. Now we solve this equation and we see that x minus 14 is equal to 0 and x minus 13 is equal to 0. This gives us two values of x. One is 14, the other is 13. Now looking at the question again, here we had to find the two numbers and we had assumed the first number to be x and the second to be 27 minus x. So two cases are possible. Case 1, when x is equal to 14. In this case, the first number will be x, that is 14, and the second number will be 27 minus x, that is 27 minus 14, which is further equal to 13. And the second case will be when x is equal to 13. Here the first number is equal to x or 13 and the second number is 27 minus x or 27 minus 13, which is equal to 14. Now coming on to the fourth question, find two consecutive positive integers, sum of whose squares is 365. Now let us assume the first positive integer to be x. If the first integer is x, then its consecutive integer can either be x minus 1 or x plus 1. Here we'll consider x plus 1. We could have taken x minus 1 also, that is also correct, but we'll be taking x plus 1 and we'll solve. Also they have given us that the sum of the squares of these two integers is 365. Now sum of the squares of the two integers means x square and x plus 1 whole square. Sum of these two terms, x square plus x plus 1 whole square is equal to 365. This is the equation that we have. We solve this equation, we simply apply a plus b whole square, which is equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab on x plus 1 whole square, and we get the equation x square plus 1 plus 2x is equal to 365. On further taking 365 on the LHS and adding x square and x square, we get 2x square plus 2x plus 1 minus 365 is equal to 0. We further solve this and we get 2x square plus 2x minus 364 is equal to 0. Now we can see that 2 is common in these three terms. So we'll take that common and inside the brackets we'll be left with x square plus x minus 182 is equal to 0. And x square plus x minus 182 is equal to 0 is the equation that we have. We can write plus x in terms of the factors of 1 into 182, that is plus x can be written as plus 14x minus 13x. So we've done that And from the first two terms, x is common. We'll be left with x plus 14 inside the brackets. In the next two terms, we see that 13 is common, so we can write minus 13 outside the brackets and we'll be left with x plus 14 inside the brackets. Further, taking these two terms, we see that x plus 14 is common to both. So we'll take that common and we'll be left with x minus 13 inside the brackets. On further solving, we find the two values of x that we have will be, one is x is equal to minus 14 and the other is x is equal to 13. Also, looking at the question again, we are required to find the positive integer. So we can see that x equal to minus 14 can be discarded as this is not positive. And the value that we have is x is equal to 13, which is a positive integer. So the first positive integer will be x equal to 13 and the second positive integer will be x plus 1 or 13 plus 1, which is equal to 14. Now coming on to the next question, the altitude of a right angled triangle is 7 centimeters less than its base. If the hypotenuse is 13 centimeters, find the other two sides. Now here they're talking about a right angled triangle, so let us assume ABC to be a right angled triangle. We have taken AB side to be the perpendicular and side BC to be the base here. Now let us assume that the base here is x centimeters. Now if base is x centimeters, then the value of the altitude, that is perpendicular, is given to us, that is 7 centimeters less than its base. So we'll have the value of AB to be x minus 7 centimeters. Also AC they have given us 13 centimeters. So we've written that. Now in this triangle we can apply the Pythagoras theorem, that is AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square. So we've done that and we are simply substituting the values of AB, BC and CA here. And we get 13 square is equal to x minus 7 whole square plus x square as the equation. We further solve this equation. 13 square is 169 and x minus 7 whole square is x square plus 49 minus 14x. And the equation that we have is 169 is equal to x square plus 49 minus 14x plus x square. We'll take 169 on the other hand, and we further see that x square plus x square will be added up and it gives 2x square, and 49 minus 169 will give us minus 120. So we've done that and the equation that we have is 0 is equal to 2x square minus 14x minus 120. Further rearranging and taking 2 common from all the terms, all the 3 terms here, we find that the equation that now we have is x square minus 7x minus 60 is equal to 0. Now we solve this equation, we can see that minus 7x can be written as minus 12x plus 5x. So we'll do that and this is the equation that we have. Further we see that x is common in the first 2 terms, and we'll take that common and we'll be left with x minus 12. Next 2 terms 5 is common and we'll be left with x minus 12 inside the brackets. Taking these 2 terms together, we see that x minus 12 is common to both and inside the brackets we'll be left with x plus 5. So we solve further and we see that x is equal to 12 and x equal to minus 5 are the 2 values of x that we've got. Now seeing the question once again, and looking at what we had assumed, we'll see that the base we had taken to be x. So the length cannot be negative. So what we'll do is we'll simply have to discard the value, the negative value, that is x equal to minus 5. And we'll be left with x equal to 12. So we see that in this triangle ABC, the base is equal to 12 centimeters. And the altitude is equal to 12 minus 7 equal to 5 centimeters. Now coming on to the next question, a cottage industry produces a certain number of pottery articles in a day. It was observed on a particular day that the cost of production of each article was 3 more than twice the number of articles produced on that day. If the total cost of production on that day was 90 rupees, find the number of articles produced and the cost of each article. So it's a huge long question, a lot of conditions they've given us. So let us dissect each and every line and understand. Now here they are asking us to find the number of articles that were produced and also the cost of each article. So we'll just consider the number of articles produced to be X. Also from these lines we can see that the cost of production of each article was 3 more than twice the number of articles produced on that day. Here the cost is given in terms of the number of articles. So what is the cost? Cost is 3 more than twice the number of articles. So what will be the cost? Cost is simply 2x plus 3 rupees. So this is what we've assumed. Now moving further, they have also mentioned that the total cost of production on that day was 90 rupees. We can say that the total cost is equal to cost of one article multiplied by the number of articles. So here we have the number of articles to be X and we have the cost of production of one article to be 2x plus 3 rupees. So we'll simply substitute all the values in this equation and we find that we get 90 is equal to x multiplied by 2x plus 3 in brackets. We open the brackets and we take 90 on the RHS and we get 0 is equal to 2x square plus 3x minus 90. On further rearranging, we get 2x square plus 3x minus 90 is equal to 0 as the quadratic equation. Now further solving, we see that plus 3x can be written in terms of the factors of 2 and 90 as minus 12x plus 15x. Further we see that 2x is common to both these terms, so we'll take that common and we'll be left with x minus 6 inside the brackets. Next two terms, 15 is common, we'll write plus 15 outside the brackets and we'll be left with x minus 6 inside the brackets. Now from these two terms, x minus 6 is common, we'll take that out and we'll be left with 2x plus 15 inside the bracket. So this is the equation that now we have. On further solving, we see that x minus 6 is equal to 0 and 2x plus 15 is equal to 0. We solve x minus 6 equal to 0 and get x equal to 6. And we solve 2x plus 15 equal to 0 and we get x equal to minus 15 upon 2. Now looking at what this x we had assumed initially, we had assumed this to be the number of articles that were produced in a day. So we see that x cannot be negative. So this value here, minus 15 upon 2 is discarded and we are left with x equal to 6. So the number of articles produced in a day is 6 and the cost of production is 2 into 6 plus 3, which is equal to 15 rupees. Well, that is all. Thank you very much and all the very best.